Yes, welcome back to Footy and Friends. The 700s is it? No, it's starting. Nah, fuck it, we're on. How are we, boys? 700s is imminent. That's all I can think about. The Sting's a bit lackluster this week because all I can think about is the 700s. And I'm nervous. I want to get out there. I want to perform. I want to get the fingertips dirty.
Do you?
know
Fingernails in the dirt type stuff.
Get under it. How are you, Brittles?
Yeah, not bad, mate.
A lot to talk to you about this week.
Is there? A few emails is there again?
Well, there actually is, funnily enough.
Oh, that'd be right, yeah.
The intro lasted 3 weeks.
Yeah, well...
The Jared Waitley
Good morning.
monologue.
You know what?
Do the good morning thing again.
Good morning. he, like, I think people, they want to start a podcast, they want to do something, and then they realise it's fucking tough. And I've, been consistent with the pods, but the intro, that's pretty bloody hard to keep that up. So, Jared, kudos to him. You do need some time.
Every day as well.
Yeah, good morning. Every morning he's just... on it. So maybe
give us 3
morning.
No, don't give us any
3
good
points.
mornings.
Yeah.
3 points from the weekend.
Oh.
What did you watch? What did you see?
Oh, I watched the blockbuster. I watched Melbourne Roos.
Yeah.
That was a. What about Chom in the first 3
It was the
seconds?
closest
What a
game
great
of the
mark
weekend.
that was. What a great mark that was. Chom's mark, first one. Just bang.
Yeah, he was John. He dropped that
It was
one
like
at the end.
Big Bull was good.
Bull played well.
Bull did play well. Bull's gone to the Pies apparently. Yeah. Well. From not that I haven't spoken to his manager. I know that we've got a coach here and a manager.
This is not verbatim.
I'm
mind
reading
you.
between the lines. Brett told me before he's going to the Pies.
Don't throw anyone under the bus
I'm
here,
joking.
mate.
I'm joking.
It's pretty funny. That last minute. Someone could take that as
Verbatim, but yeah. Anyway,
claim.
just go off the record. That's not verbatim. 700s is imminent, and I'm excited for that tomorrow night. As you know, we have the 700s debut.
Yep.
Only 50 coming down because of numbmes on the oval,
And
which
filled
was
them, no worries.
we filled them all right. Jeez, guys, one of the boys that actually got in, he had was it his eye, Darcy? I think it was his eye. I think he had some surgery on his eye.
Yeah.
And he was going across...
the last 5 times you've thrown a Darcy. Darcy doesn't know.
Nah, he fucking doesn't know what day it is. He's not well. He wanted to come down against the surgeon's request. I said, mate, just come down and deliver some water.
Insurance?
Yeah, I was like, I don't think we have insurance, so let's do that. Hey, boys, guess what? This is brought to you by our friends at Carlton Draft. We love Carlton Draft. Obviously, we've got the Carlton Draft game coming up. My people are talking to your 2 people about coming down to the Toora Magpies game on the July 20th. Is there some interest there? If I can...
Brett hasn't replied.
Yeah.
Left on red.
Yeah, I have noticed that.
I was pretty sharp on it.
Yeah, you were sharp.
You've gone through the wrong person.
Who's your manager? You are the manager.
Katie's the
Oh,
manager.
Kate. I think. Actually, I've got Katie's number. You missed that joke.
How far away is Toora? 2.5?
2 hours 20, I've checked.
2 hours 20.
Brett said
Yeah.
at least he's Google
Yeah.
mapped
That's
it.
not as far as Tongala.
Nah, it's not. But
So-
I've got mum and dad that I can go and crash at their place. The kids are the issue. At the moment.
Us 3 will get a bloody Airbnb like the old days.
Couple?
Have a couple of Carlton Drafts. Have
You
fun with that,
drive.
be around the fire.
You drive and I'll...
I'll drive. I like
But you got to
driving.
go up there too early. I'm not going up there to watch you play and
Yeah.
stink it up.
No.
Given I know the work that you've done to get fit.
Don't worry, mate. It's
One
too...
training sessions with the 700s is not going to get you there.
Well, yeah, that's what you think.
How are you, baby moo-moos?
Mate, they're good. I've been down at Salt just doing calf raises and squats.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
good.
think the trunk is strong. The core is
what's your
strong.
touch like?
The trunk is definitely...
What's my squat like?
Trunk.
No, you
strong.
touch.
Touch.
Yeah.
Talk to the ball again.
How are you, brother? Good to see you again. What's that? Feels like home. I know. All right, let's get into it, boys. Follow up from last week. We had a lot to talk about, but actually, you had your week off last week, working from home week.
Yeah.
Went and played golf.
I did.
How'd you go?
Well, yeah. Course was going pretty well, but I probably damaged it more so than
Where'd you
tore it.
play?
Just at Commonwealth with a ex-teammate of mine, Chris Knights, and his brother, and the big J-Pod, James Podsy Adley came down as well.
Former teammate of mine.
Yeah.
Podley Adley.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Podsy Adley. Sorry.
Poddy Adley.
I don't know what's going on with me.
Do you know where he played?
Oh, he played at Adelaide and Geelong.
Yeah.
And?
He was also somewhere else.
The van.
Werribee.
Where are we on
And
top of the
Essendon.
ladder at the
He's
moment?
actually at Essendon
Where
as
are
well.
we at top of the ladder?
He hits a good ball, actually. Plays
Does
off
he?
10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But,
could go hit with him.
yeah, I was a bit erratic.
Now, there's something that's sort of taken my attention and it's sort of flattened me a little bit. As I mentioned, with the 700s coming up, I have a content brain. And I have a loyalty brain, and it's something that I was thinking, our worlds are colliding here. We're finally getting the 700s off the ground.
Yep.
Our state league team, the Werribee Tigers, are going really well at the moment. They're on the top of the ladder. Obviously, the Werribee van is just fucking everywhere at the moment. Yeah. It's just on every highway, freeway, corner, like fucking backstreet of Victoria or Australia.
I'll get a chance to talk about that as well.
And you get the chance to talk about it. But I wanted to get the van so that we could sort of do this bit of a hoorah of the three amigos sort of in the van, and we rock up to our 700 session and everyone's cheering and babies crying and everyone's going, yes.
What content that would
and,
be.
and I asked
incredibly awkward.
Asked Mick to sort that out, and what happened?
So I actually went down to Werribee on Saturday and had a look at the first half. They were playing Williamstown.
Yeah, they had a good
local
win.
derby.
Had a good win.
And I saw the driver of the van. His name's Jimmy. And he looks exactly like you'd think the driver of the van would look like. He's kind of a bit beaten up, Jim.
Wow.
Shout out,
There's nothing wrong
No,
with that.
Jimmy, I am a strong sense of loyalty to the man. And he doesn't kind of fully grasp the concept of what a podcast is.
He's a bit like Monkey, isn't he?
Yeah, he's just kind of... He goes, I said, mate, I've been asked by Dylan Buckley. No. If you could borrow the van for it. He goes, when? And he goes, no. And no. And I said, Tuesday night. He goes, well, no, we got training.
Yeah, okay.
We got training Tuesday. So I said, okay, fair enough. He goes, oh, yeah, keep fucking driving around. I was driving around like down the freeway near Frankston the other day. And this person's driving next to me doing the truck driver horn. and he goes, what the... And Jimmy just would have the most confused look on his face. He goes,
poor bloke.
very regularly is he getting horned and honked and
he's getting a bit horny, is he? Wow.
And he said no to the...
Okay, but it was a soft no, I'm assuming.
No, hard
He read the
Okay.
play, Jimmy.
Yeah,
He could see where that was falling.
Oh, well, there you go, guys. Please, on behalf of us, do not toot Jimmy anymore, okay? We don't want Jimmy getting upset. Just admire from a distance if you see the van. Still get your photos.
Because Jimmy has got a short fuse.
Yeah. We just don't. Maybe just don't toot.
It's one of those ones, if you see Jimmy...
Don't go get him horny,
Yeah.
is what we're saying.
If you see Jimmy in the public from a distance, don't approach him.
Yeah, okay.
Because he will get busy.
Yeah, you've heard that here first, guys. That's verbatim. Last week, as I mentioned, we had some... I love our community, boys. Do you?
Yeah, community.
Well, it's what life's about, really. Harnessing a community,
one of
sticking
your
with
values,
them.
isn't it?
Well, it is.
People
it
really
is.
enjoy coming up and telling me that they love it when I'm at the pub or at a bar or whatever. Saying,
Do they shake your hands?
No.
I wouldn't be shaking his hand either, guys, to be honest.
What about the one on the weekend?
Oh.
Dog bowl washing.
Oh, yeah, that was
I
good.
can't believe the Mazda did a skid.
Did you do that?
Clearly.
Okay.
What about, it was sent into my in-laws like group chat. And, again, the older generation take everything very literally. And Debbie, my mother-in-law, was like, that wouldn't be true. That's not true.
Debbie, it's if it's on the show, it's verbatim. That's for sure.
He's late again.
Oh, Mac's fucking late again. Jesus, no excuses to that. He's got no chair in here either, mate. Mac, get a chair.
Go on, explain that.
I love that. I absolutely love that.
Reverse Lombardi.
Reverse Lombardi time again. Poor Mac. Here he is.
Morning, boys.
Morning, mate. How are you? Sorry, guys. Just Mac's rocked up. Thanks for coming today, Mac. You might just close the door. Fantastic. How was the weekend?
Good.
Oh, God. We'll catch up after the show. All right. Fantastic.
Coffees next week, Mac. They're on you.
I love Mac.
Do you reckon Mac can go get some coffees?
No, mate.
Okay.
He's already made enough noise, but we appreciate it. Hey, so back to the point I was making earlier. Last week, I love our community, and I'm just getting the name up here. We had Bradley Morals. Bradley Morals, 789 on YouTube, replied to one of the comments because we were speaking about notable retirees. So that the oldest player we would have played when we were in debut years. So, Lids.
Yes.
In your year, he's written down who they were. Daryl White.
Oh, Daryl.
How good was he?
Yeah, long sleeves.
Not much of a player like him these days, is there?
Nah. bit of an enigma, I think. Lee Matthews probably harnessed his ability and just said, "Go and do your thing." And
Double glove sometimes.
double glove sometimes, long sleeves, beard, curly
very
hair.
very stretchy.
He
Like
was
he just
so
put the arm
stretchy.
out and
Him
ball
and
would just
Jared
stick.
Brennan probably the only two that could fit that mould. Jeez, they were good
I'm
players.
trying to think who the
don't
modern
get-
day equivalent would be.
You don't actually get too many players these days that aren't just cut and sew. You know, like just in that sort of mould.
Pardon?
I don't really understand what you just said.
Cut and what the hell was cut and sew? What-
Cut and sew is like custom. You know what I mean?
I haven't heard that saying before.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, yeah, it's,
that's what I love about this show. I learn new words. I learn new sayings.
All right, Darryl White, he's
Yeah,
one.
that's good, yeah.
Martin Pike,
Oh yeah,
Pikey?
Uncle Martin.
Uncle Martin, so two Brisbane Lions there.
It was the end of their dynasty deal. It was 05. They were
there you go.
coming out the back end of it.
Corey McKernan.
Really, I don't remember playing against Big Corey.
Can you turn that on silent?
Not sure what's going on here, guys. Apologies. Corey McKernan, yeah, he was a North Melbourne Kangaroo, if you don't remember him,
And Carlton.
and Carlton. Matty Primus,
Oh yeah, big mattress.
did you play against him?
Oh, probably. Yeah.
He would
I
have
don't know
bloody, he
whether
would have
played
bloody
his-
tapped it down to bloody Josh Carr, and Lids would have stolen it. He would have bloody Lids. Who is this bloke?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Matty Primus.
Stuart Maxfield.
Oh yeah. Swans.
I don't feel
What's
like
it,
you're
Tiggs?
feeling this as interesting. I don't feel like you are finding this as interesting as I am.
Well, I played against him for a year. It's like, and I was in my
Yeah,
first
keep
year.
going though, dude.
Aussie Jones.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Aussie.
Aussie Jones.
You
yeah,
liked him?
Yeah.
I always remember Aussie for the 1990 whenever they played in the grand final.
Seven.
St Kilda. And they did like a feature on the morning, and he was having his Weet-Bix at home. I just always remember that.
Really?
It's like
What?
I was like watching the pre-game.
Yeah.
I'm like 9 or something.
Yeah.
So I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Everything about the build up to the AFL grand final, and Aussie Jones at home with his housemate. Can't remember who it was, and the camera crew was there. He was eating Weet-Bix.
That is so random. So the camera crew was in there the day of the granny. Wow.
Yeah, they were getting ahead of themselves. I
Jeez,
reckon.
I
Where
think
they
they
did.
bloody
And they
were.
lost.
And he-
Imagine the coach after the game.
Oh, yeah.
Here's you, Aussie.
He wouldn't have
and
liked
having Weet-Bix on Channel 10 this morning.
Ross wouldn't have had that.
Mick, right, yours is Tyson Edwards.
Yeah, I said that one last week.
Yep. Simon Goodwin, coach of Melbourne.
Yeah, so but they were both. I'm aware of who he is. Yeah.
You're not at your best this morning.
Just for the listeners, I was
yeah.
letting them know.
So to Adelaide.
Yeah.
Yep.
Players.
Who else?
Another Adelaide.
McLeod.
Yep.
Yeah.
The bunch.
Gee whiz, there's some experience going over the Crows
Yeah.
in 2010.
Collingwood.
Maybe like Ben Johnson.
It's
Don't
obviously in that ilk. I would say very unselfish person.
Presta Giacomo.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
A Port Adelaide Magpie.
Magpie, you reckon?
Yeah, like would have probably played for them back in the day as well.
Oh, like Wayne Wiedemann.
Not
played for the
Wayne.
Crows.
Treaders. Treadray.
Yep.
Ben Cousins.
Yeah, we said that one last week, so I've
Yep.
hit most of these.
Brad Johnson. The Smiling Assassin.
Yes, from the Dogs.
And Brett Kirk.
Kirky.
Do you know Brett Kirk's probably the one person I'd love to sit down and do a podcast with?
Really?
Yeah, I think he's a bit scarred from media
Because of that intro?
thing. But like, he's a very interesting guy. I always run into him at like the drafts and like footy, like those days.
Yeah.
And at the Swans, he has like a hybrid role of like assistant coach, but like wellness as well.
And runner.
Yeah, and runner. Quite
Loves a
hybrid.
visor.
Loves the visor.
Mine was
What year
Scarlett.
did you start again?
20. So this is a good question because I was drafted in 2012, but didn't debut till 2013. 2011, sorry. 2011.
I was drafted in 04 and you went through. Anyway.
So that's how it works,
yeah,
mate.
That's it.
No, but I didn't,
You
debut in
can't-
I didn't debut in my first
season doesn't
year,
start in
fuckhead.
December.
No, I'm saying,
Oh.
fuckhead.
You spent a whole year at the Bull Ants.
I spent a few years at the Bull Ants, but I only played
Simple.
one game my second year. So, yeah, Matty Scarlett.
So which year are you going with?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I didn't put the list together. So Brad hasn't said that, but I really appreciate it, but there's no dates attached. Scarlett Wojcinski,
Oh, yeah.
James McDonald, also retired in mixed year technically as well. So,
Yeah, then he went to the Giants.
yeah, there you go. Luke Power,
Yep.
Brad Green, who actually came over and started coaching at Carlton, Cameron Bruce, and Lindsay Gilby. So probably less names in my one, to be completely honest.
Hey, let's review that segment.
Yeah.
I see.
How do you reckon it went?
I
Brett?
find that stuff very interesting.
Yeah, great. Let's do a review of the round. Carlton v Geelong.
What do you guys think of the game?
Is this your show, Brett?
No, it's not. I don't know
I'm just
what's going
keeping it
on.
moving along,
No,
'cause
I appreciate that.
we don't want the
Sometimes you got
listeners to drive off the road.
Sometimes you got to keep going.
Yeah.
You got to keep going through. after this, guys, we will be giving a little heads up into what's happening tonight at the training session as well for those lucky people that did get invited.
Good. I'm interested in this too.
Me too, actually. Carlton defeated Geelong. Jeez,
Smacked
wasn't
them.
that
Smacked them.
yeah?
How good's that midfield? Whew.
De Koning,
Yep.
V de Koning.
yeah.
Chris got trying. Did he try and
Yeah,
be like, let's put you up against your brother?
bit of romance
It
in
didn't
it.
really
Isn't
work.
it? There's a bit of romance in it. I feel like sometimes the broadcasts just overdo it a little bit with the brother stuff, like Mackay's brothers.
The Mackay one was
Koning's-
a real flat fart. Wasn't
Yeah,
it
it
Where he
was.
just went,
It was. I'm getting actually doing a pod with Harry and Ben in the next couple of weeks, and I'll say, geez, I reckon in their sort of long term, I reckon them just holding off and never playing against each other was probably the right move. It's pretty fucking boring. That's what I was going to say to them. Don't worry, I'll say it to their face too.
Yeah, I bet you will.
So, what do you think of that game?
I think to Brett's point,
Carlton pretty good.
yeah, like Tom de Koning.
He's hot. He's handsome. And he takes marks as well, which I like the long down the lineman, as we know.
He's a LDL man.
He's an LDL man.
So he's not a ruckman.
Well, technically, I think he
So
does
I
some
reckon
rough.
the last 4 or 5 weeks, some of the ruckmen have had
Fired
some
up.
big
Do
impact.
you reckon they're
Yeah.
listening to the show and they're trying to prove a point?
And I'm fast forwarding, like
Tristan Cherry.
that matchup, Gawn and Sherry was, but we'll get to that. But
That's
de Koning's like one of those players. I was driving around on Friday. I haven't actually watched much of Carlton, a huge amount of Carlton across the year, but there was a lot of talk about how well de Koning's going. I'm like, he's not like he's a good player, but
Yeah.
and then I watched the whole game on Friday night. I was like, man, he's pushing into the stratosphere of
A star.
yeah.
I last year was when there was that potential talk of Sydney going after him. You know, that big deal they were going after.
He only signed a
DeConing.
2-year deal, I reckon, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think before they'd locked in Grundy. Sorry, they went for De Koning, didn't get him, then they locked in Grundy. I'm pretty sure that's how it transpired. I was like, fuck, mate, you can't, you know what I'm like with Ruckman. Can't pay him too much. Like, don't, just let him go to Sydney if he wants to go on a big contract. I want to pay him that much.
Yeah.
I put my hand up. That was
Got that
probably
one
a
wrong.
pretty fucking good call keeping him because
Who's
he
tr-
looks like a literal star.
He's 24.
24.
Yeah, ruckman. They just
They take time.
long that out big guys.
Oh, big guys, mate. They
Long
take
down
time,
lineman.
mate. Give him
Yeah.
15 years.
give it.
Mate, Monkey could still be playing if he wanted to, I reckon, because it just takes him a bit more time.
It does, mate.
Yeah, no, I
It
agree.
does. So
Yeah.
It's a long
Tom
way.
Koning,
It's a long
good guy.
way up there.
Hand to foot.
They've kicked
100%.
138 points, and Cats were. Tom Stewart's getting tagged all the time now. Brett, what do we do? What do they do?
Wow. Yeah. Got tagged a bit at half-back. I understand how to play that role.
Talk us through it.
You just go and run off and try and get forward. Try and kick goals, make them dangerous. I used to play on your mate Carrazzo a lot as a defensive half forward. He was hard to play against.
Mate, he would be like the one guy I'd never want to have playing on you.
Yeah.
He's-
You know what used to shit me though? Because all the Carlton boys that I knew would be just like, mate, he's one of the best blokes. I was
He
like,
is.
I can't stand this bloke.
Yeah, he's a legend, Andy. He's like just such a. He was one of those guys that did it the hard way. Obviously, at Geelong on the rookie list, came to Carlton and just. He was so tough, man. You know those guys you touch and it fucking hurts.
Yeah, I know. He touched me a lot of times.
Yeah, he was
It
very,
hurt.
he actually was nearly the captain one year.
Yeah, right.
Very cool. Anyway, anything else in that game? What's happening with Geelong? Tom Hawkins obviously with the foot. Like
Yeah.
that's
Dangerfield,
pretty no good. Dangerfield.
Got suspended.
Did you make much of that? To be honest, like I thought Sam Walsh might have just thrown the little head in there to try and draw a free kick.
He had the.
I know he
arm
did,
pinned,
but
yeah.
he didn't really
I
throw him
know.
into it.
How the fuck are you meant to get rid of it? Like, I'm with Dangerfield on that one. I don't even think Sam Walsh should want people getting reported for that. Like, I know we're protecting the head, but fuck me. It's hard.
Charlie Curnow, star leader of the Coleman at the moment, kick 5.
Cripps had 41. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's just a day's work for him, isn't it? Really, what
Yeah.
a star.
Did you see them interviewing Diesel Williams after the game about that?
I forgot how many
yeah.
times I got 40.
Sam
He
Walsh.
pops up every kind of couple of months, Diesel, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He goes away for a few months and he. comes back.
BT loves going to him.
Loves it.
What about the next game, mate? I tell you what's coming back around.
And I hope it does, mate, because I don't want to be the guy that did that.
They're
Like,
still 10th.
yeah, I know, but I do like Brisbane, as I said.
They're only half a game out of being 6th.
The ladder's super interesting, isn't
and
it?
their percentage is better than anyone. It's the second best percentage.
Mm.
in the
And
comp.
obviously they beat Port, who are sitting 8th at the moment too, so you'd think they'd probably go out. They're not looking too good at the moment.
Port and the Cats, for me, on the way down. It was a good win by Essendon on the weekend. Let's not go to that game just yet. But this one, what happened to Port? They just, like, big build-up, had the old jumpers on,
Yeah.
2004 reunion.
Oh,
Yeah,
Just to say, that jumper
elite.
got me up and about. That was really, really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. One thing I love too, just content of football clubs before we move on, is they did the rewatch of the grand final with
Yeah.
the old boys, and Josh Carr kicked that goal, and they're all in the room. I'm like, fuck, I love those. I love
The
those.
rewatch?
Yeah, the rewatch.
Do you think the rewatch would be a little bit awkward when they're doing the rewatch?
If you had a shit game, it would be.
Yeah, you'd want to be in the best, I reckon. If
Yeah.
You're going to watch it.
Yeah, so that Port jumper was good, but that's about it about that game.
The crowd thinned out across the day. You know, like, it was one of those feelings.
Geez,
the game was over, bro.
Cornsey, we love Cornsey, don't we?
But go on.
No, we do. I'm saying I fucking
Yeah,
love him.
but what's he saying?
He has gone so hard at Port Adelaide this week because we know his sort of
He's over-
allegiance
yeah.
to Ken, and we know he loves Port Adelaide. But from all reports, I actually didn't like. You couldn't really hear it on the TV, but they were booing Ken
on the way off.
on the way off, and he has gone so hard at them. Like just saying-
He's gone
at
hard
the
at the
fans,
fans,
at the
hasn't he?
fans.
Yeah,
Just saying
I
it's
heard him-
disgusting.
heard him
It's
on
embarrassing.
radio talking about-
yeah,
No club goes after their own, like the Port
yeah.
fraternity, the Port membership base.
Yeah. So he's sort of burnt all bridges there now because he's like he loves them and everyone hates him for loving him, and now he's bagged the fuck out of him, and
Yeah.
it's like
Oh, you got to admire
Yeah.
it.
It's fantastic.
Let's be honest though, with where they're at, like they've what's he's coached like 12 years.
yeah,
They've won 2 finals, and they're like finished top 4 a couple of times, but won the first, the quali, and then bailed out in the prelim.
So what's all the talk is that in time it'll be a
Josh Carr straight
a
swap.
succession, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
They were talking about that on SEN this morning.
I'm pretty sure that's like hasn't that already been decided? Like at the start of last year.
the board are saying no, it hasn't, but yeah, everyone's
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Do you reckon, Brett?
it's a bit.
yeah,
a bit of
yeah. It's look.
Anyway, we'll see what happens.
Can I just say I don't say a lot that's interesting or smart about football, but I genuinely have said this for so many years about Port Adelaide. Like I really like Ken Hinkley. He's a fucking awesome dude, but they always start the year well. They get like super fit. They show a bit of promise, and this time of the year they always just fall away. Always. They've made a couple of final series, but never really looked like it since that. When
Didn't they win like a huge bunch of games in a row last year?
yeah, but they were nowhere near. No one was thinking they were going to win the grand final.
But that's
They finished top 4 last
yeah.
year.
So-
No one was thinking, but they were
You know,
nowhere
you know,
near it.
you know how you prefaced that
Yeah.
comment by saying you never say much interesting or factual about football?
No.
You've
Port
continued
have-
your trend.
Port have never been anywhere near the grand final.
Okay,
The
their next,
only year they had was that year when
2012.
Yeah, 2012. Jasper Pitter.
Oh no, it's
just
14.
coming
No,
off the back.
14 it was.
Was it 14
Yeah,
against
so
the Hawks? They
beat
nearly
us. Yeah.
and nearly lost to the Hawks. Brisbane then they're looking okay.
Yeah, they're building. Again, they've got all their better players are playing really well. Lockie Neal, McCluggage.
How good's Kai Lohmann?
Hipwood's hitting the scoreboard.
We got something
Danaher.
No, I know, but he's the most improved player.
So
in-
Lohmann,
from
Logan
ratings.
Morris. So they're getting good productivity by their depth players as well, the Lions. So it's all looking pretty good for them.
I love Hugh McCluggage too. He's handsome. Giants defeated by the Swans. Swans are just looking too good at the moment. Battle of the Bridge, but they were just
Smacked them, didn't they?
yeah, really, really, really nice.
Errol Goulden has gone 3 in a row BOGs in that game.
Yeah.
41, 1 goal, 12 marks, 154 rank. Tommy Green just went about his business just quietly. 2 had the 35 for the Giants, but between Goulden, Rowbottom, Warner, Heaney, and then the big fella in the ruck,
Can't tag them all, can you, Brett?
like,
They tag Chad.
they tagged the Chad.
And he still kicked 2.
He still kicked 2-1, had 20. That was with Toby Bedford, mind you.
Yeah, I don't know why they were tagging with Bedford.
Well, they did it the week before on
Yep.
Butters and got a good result. So they probably.
He's super fit and he's quick, so that's why they go
Yeah.
that way.
Does Brett, as a world class manager, and obviously in this space,
Yeah.
and I know that Warner's going to West Coast next year on that $8 million deal that I've been talking about. But how do you fit all those guys into a salary
You
cap?
remember the old days when they used to talk about Geelong and how good they were?
Yeah.
To stay successful, you got to take a little bit unders, a little bit less.
You reckon they're doing that?
You have to.
Well, but how are they doing that in Sydney? Because I've
That's
been
it.
told you can't live there.
But that's
You
actually
can't
the
live
point
there.
I'm making here. Like
When you're on 600-700, I think you can.
yeah, that is true. But with
We're not
the
talking about the boys that are on 110 base and match.
they're
Yeah.
probably leaving a lot on the table then though. At other clubs, those players, if they do remain to stay there.
What do you mean?
Well, like living in Sydney, and I know people don't sort of agree with this, but the cost of living is a lot more expensive. Like buying property, setting yourselves up for the future, it's a lot harder than it is. Like if you're living in, and these numbers aren't verbatim, but I'm just sort of making a point here. If you're on, say, 700 grand in Sydney,
Yeah.
and again, incredible numbers, not that I've ever seen those, but 700 grand in Sydney, okay, let me try and preface this. What would be 700k in Sydney? If you're getting 700k in Adelaide, it's probably like more like $1 million. Do you know what I mean?
Go on.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
How much is it?
700, but that's fine. I
Do you
get
know what I'm
you're
trying
saying.
to say?
Yes, I
Yeah.
do, because
Yeah.
it's cheaper to live in terms of
Cheaper to
rent
invest.
and buy a house.
$1.5 million property in Sydney.
You wouldn't even be able to get one.
In
but yeah.
Adelaide. What do you?
I'm more meaning though.
I don't know the
never
property
know how to
market in
articulate
Adelaide, but
what
I've
I'm
lived
trying
in
to
I've
say.
lived in Sydney, and
Yeah.
I get it. But you're
Yeah.
also willing to live more so in Sydney than you are in Adelaide. I think
Yes.
beautiful. We've both lived there. Beaches, the lifestyle is incredible.
Yes, the pros do outweigh the cons. Just making a point that is fucking shit. So I'll just move on. Melbourne defeated North. Unfortunately, our boys went down again. Geez, they've been
they
been
came hard.
valiant in defeat though.
Yeah, it's still only probably, well, not probably, definitely only a half that we put together. So first quarter and third quarter were the D's, and then second and fourth were more of us. But yeah, last quarter everything had to go right. You know, to their credit, 5-0. D's didn't score. The last 2 weeks, in the last seconds of the game, we've had chances to win it. So there's the positive. But you would love to have got one of those last two just to keep building some morale and some nourishment.
Yeah. There's been a lot of talk this week on Paul Curtis on the online social media. Have you seen this?
Played his 50th game.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, just a lot of social media chat about him and his like.
Is he going to West
stature at
Coast
the
as well?
club. No, he's not going to West Coast. His chat around, he's like apparently benches like 170 kilos.
He does, yeah.
It's not 170.
It's one. I think it's one.
Is it 170?
Or
Yeah.
something.
Jeez.
Yeah,
He's
170.
Incredibly strong.
Oh my god.
Like, he's 21.
He's a beast.
So reference, like Levi Casbolt is probably the strongest I've ever seen, and he benched 160.
Yeah. Rancy the same, I reckon.
Yeah.
This guy's my height, and he's benching 165.
I heard on the radio, I think I might have been listening to the same radio station as Brett this morning. I should kind of make too much light of this, but he's been fined like 3 times this year for engaging in rough conduct, which is wrestling pretty much.
Fair enough when you're that. Powerful.
He's just probably seeing benefit in the 165. He just wants to get out there and wrestle.
So what is it? Is it just the bench press he's really good at,
Yeah.
or everything else?
No, I think it is only the bench press.
Okay.
Oh, he's good at.
Pretty good at footy.
Pretty good at footy.
Large
Yeah,
elements of
just
footy.
a bench press. Yeah, he's a fucking good player.
He's a really good kick.
Where did he
He's
come
He's a
from?
lethal kick.
Like,
he's
is he-
from Melton.
Jets.
But just drafted as an 18-year-old, like come through.
Just, your natural.
He was
natural
out of the
progression.
COVID draft, wasn't he? I reckon, because I remember watching him play at Windy Hill. They just put together a game. Nick Dacos was playing. He dominated, but this kid popped up, kicked 3 or 4, and I was just like, "Wow, where's he come from?" Because they didn't watch a lot of footy that year. But
Yeah, true. He third year in, 50 games, strong, kind of good around goals, continuing to try and build a tank so he can
Yeah. Oh,
can run. And
speaking of Tank, we've got some Tank news later from Tank
Have
in the analyst.
what happened in the last quarter? You did really well there. Kept them scoreless and
We
kicked
did.
5 yourselves.
Yeah. Was a bit of mindset, threw caution in the wind a bit more, took the game on, came hard. Yeah, probably the D's. Not that I know this, but
They hit the skids, the D's.
maybe they kind of tried to hold up a little bit more. I've got to really give some kudos to. I think they're most 3 impactful players in this match. Their experience, with a lot of experience that they had out. May, Viney, and Gawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were incredible,
May-
especially across the first 3 quarters.
May is like a seriously good player. I know he's rated, I know he's all Australian, but I just don't feel like he gets the credit he deserves. Like even just out on the field, leadership wise, like always wins pivotal moments. We talk about that stat that I love.
Oh, take him to the square.
Take him to the square. He's the last bloke you want to take him to the square at the moment in the AFL. Very, very good player. your boy as well, Brett, kicked 4. I didn't even realise that. 4
Big
goals,
ball.
1.
Yeah.
Just scored us 2 goal assists as well.
Yeah. Kicked 7 in the last 2 weeks.
Geez, Davies Uniacke is using the ball well at the moment, isn't he? We speak about fundamentals.
Yeah, fundamental king.
He's kicking the ball pretty well.
Yeah, he puts work into it as well. You know, you really like to see guys.
It's funny, isn't it,
do
Brett?
the work.
Yeah. You do the work and you get results.
I can't believe it.
It's
You go
weird,
out, you
isn't
tra-
it?
You train.
Yeah.
It's the old Dylan
You
Brett.
train the way you play.
That is verbatim.
Yeah, that's interesting. That is really interesting when that happens.
Yeah.
Eddie Ford kicked 2 goals, 1 as well. Eddie Ford, what do we call him again?
Elvis.
Elvis. That's a fucking good nickname.
He's-
Did bloody Clarko come up with that one?
Clark.
Yeah, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. All right, moving on. Now, this game just always reminds me of James Hird giving the hug.
Yep. Kicking that nice little
Yeah.
snap from the pocket, running up and giving a hug to the fans.
Yeah.
Brett would have been at this game.
Oh, was it this game?
Did you do this game, the
you and
ABC?
Murph.
Did Murph let you talk this
I
week?
got one word in. Yeah.
How
no.
is Murph?
Murph's good. Yeah, Murph's going well. He's just settling back into his regular spot.
You know, mate, I saw it on Instagram last night. I was just scrolling through, and your commentary box is next to Triple M.
Yes.
So Stevie J. And,
Yeah.
and they have a bit of fun, the Triple M boys. Kind of, pretty loose, aren't they? And they have the cameras in there,
Yes.
and you can see the camera. Like the camera is on like Stevie J and Joey and Daisy.
The boys.
And in the next box is Lids and Murph, and they're going bananas, having a good laugh in the Triple M box, and then in the next box you see the ABC guys.
Yeah, well, they're former.
Very stiff.
It's a different station, mate. They're the analytical of the football.
We talked what's going on in the game, not just about how good we were back in the day.
Yeah. You saved that for this show. You saved that
That
for
is
this,
true.
Yeah, which is good. What do you think of this game? I didn't see this one, to be completely honest.
What are you doing? Family time.
What day was this?
Yesterday, mate. Yeah, Sunday.
Yesterday, yeah, probably fucking. I think I was watering the
I'll
garden.
give you a rundown because I was there live. The Eagles aren't as far away as what everyone might think. Still missing Tim Kelly, our boy Harley Reid missed out as well, serving his suspension. But
Feels like that suspension's gone for a long time.
He'd be back
it's because
next week,
they
isn't he?
had the bye. Yeah.
Ah, true.
Yeah. They actually challenged Essendon, but to the credit to the Essendon boys, like they stepped up when they needed to, led by Sammy Durham. He's one of my favourite players.
Yeah.
Just goes about it the right way. Mid-season draft pick, 29, kicked one himself. Zachy Merritt was class again. Laverde down back, undersized fullback, but had a heap of intercepts and 28 of his own. Caldwell was great inside. And then Jakey Stringer kicked 5, the package. So they just had a great spread right across the board. They were good. For the Eagles.
Eagles, I'm just looking at some numbers, Brett.
Yep.
10 scoring shots between Waterman and Allen.
Yeah.
So they're getting that duo together.
First time they've played together this year. Might have been second. Yeah. But Waterman, he's going under the radar, or has done all year, but second in the Coleman. And Oscar Ryan came back, kicked 2 goals, 4. So not bad.
You've done a deal. Oscar Ryan.
Oscar
You've done a
Allen.
deal.
Oscar
How does
Allen.
it feel?
No, I reckon that
He
name's
didn't-
better anyway. I didn't even pick up on it.
Pick up
I
on
was going to say, yeah, I love Oscar
What do
Ryan.
you
He's a good
think?
player. He's a great player. I love that bloke.
I missed the trick there because I was going, how did you find Oscar Ryan?
Oh, mate, yeah, Oscar Ryan.
Yeah, look, I think
Mate, he's been all right, but yeah, he could improve. He could improve.
What's he been out with?
Oh,
Anyway, he came back, kicked 2-4. So,
if I was to say it for West Coast,
Oscar Allen's the captain there.
yeah,
isn't he?
I'm going to do
him
a
and
little
Duggan.
Oh, I
quiz.
do like-
I don't know if this will work.
I actually
or
do
not.
very much like
From
Oscar.
West Coast team, over the last 10 years,
Yep.
who would you say has been like the
Most
most?
consistent.
Yeah.
I know, because I was literally about to bring this up. Jamie Cripps.
Yeah.
He's a very unsung hero, isn't
Where's
he?
the Black Asics?
Black Asics. Apparently, he runs. So let's go behind the scenes here for a
He's on
minute.
the
The one
concave
thing
Oh, is he?
I would.
I'm a Boots man.
Are they black?
Yeah, they're black.
Yeah.
The one thing I used to run into, go into the club and look at straight away were two stats. You know, you'd go in, there'd be on the whiteboard, there'd be 2 stats. And there'd be like your DIs, like your desire indicators, like your pressure stats, whatever they are, whatever they're called at your club, they're all called different shit. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I do now.
I do.
Okay?
I
You know
do.
what just fucking stay with me
They're
for a
the
minute
last
here.
ones I'd ever look at.
Well, I knew that if I didn't get them up, I wasn't fucking coming back next week. So once I went and saw 14 was a pass mark, it was like a really good game. And I'm like, fuck yes, 14. Oh, wait, that's minus 14. So I was like, okay, that's not good. The other one was high intensity running.
Yeah.
So, just explaining to the listeners, you obviously got your kilometres you run, but then over
This is the
20...
stuff that used to get you out of bed, was it? A bit of pressure and running.
Mate, this is the shit that used to keep me up at night after a game thinking, I just sprint
hit
hard
one?
to the bench just to make sure those
Off
numbers
the
were
back of
getting
the
up.
square.
Literally. And there's different types of running. Fucking shut up, you idiots. I'm trying to... this is actually interesting.
Keep going.
Over 24 kilometres,
Yeah.
there'd be...
Yeah.
Keep going, mate. It's awesome. This is fucking great. Our first bloke pick this week is Dill Buckley because he sprints everywhere and puts on zero pressure.
No, he puts on pressure.
This is where this
Minus
is...
14, you just said.
This is... I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about Jamie Cripps.
Yeah.
Okay? Just to confirm for the listeners out there that are interested, over 24 kilometres per hour
Yeah.
is high intensity running.
It's a sprint effort.
It's a sprint
Which
effort.
we'll do at 700s. We'll put some GPS.
We will
in.
be doing that then. So you want to get a percentage of your running in that zone.
Yep.
From all reports, Jamie Cripps's game is very high intense and his pressure is off the
Okay,
charts.
I'd
So
love
what
to-
I was saying was, in a full circle
Yes.
of fucking storytelling, it's called story arcing,
Yeah.
is I start with this,
Yep.
I go to an anecdote, and then I come back to it.
Yeah.
And that was my point. I like him.
Fantastic, mate.
Can we get a print? Oh, I need a printed copy of
Yeah.
Jamie Cripps's GPS from the weekend. Did he hit his DIs?
His DIs?
And his 24k an hour stuff.
You know,
This
if
is
we don't see
fucking-
him in the coaches' votes, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Mac.
Oh my!
You shut the fuck up, Mac. You were late. All right, moving on. Guys, if you're interested in that stuff, let me know what you think, and I will go further into that next week on that.
On
one.
a mini. You can do it on a mini.
Yeah, I might just do a breakdown of...
DIs.
Oh, fuck. Apologies, everyone. Mick Barlow Cup, Freo versus Gold Coast Suns. Didn't watch this, to be completely honest, again.
neither did
I wasn't going to...
Give us a rundown, Mick, on your cup.
Listen to a bit of it. Because I was out at Casey with the North VFL. You know, Casey Field's a long fucking way away.
He's from where you
You know
live.
those joints you drive into, and I just feel like you're getting further or further away. And it's just all the same out there. Anyway.
Beautiful area, though.
Yeah, our Suns jumped out of the box. I did genuinely watch the KO Mini when I got home.
Yeah.
We sponsored by KO?
We are.
Yep.
We are.
So the Mini, which is great. Not to be confused with the Mini that Dill's going to do
Yeah.
about the GPS data next week.
Sam Day's still playing footy. How good's that?
So Sam
Fuck,
Day-
he's just been around for a long time.
Yeah, Sam Day. They
Could have played
They were very
baseball.
reliant on like Lukosius and Day had to kick their score.
Yeah.
So going into the game, you're thinking, well, are they going to have enough firepower
Yeah.
up front, which they didn't. Nick Holman went out of the side. So some statements were made at selection from Dimmer during the week, and
My boy Hollywood.
didn't really fire them up. Early they jumped out 2-goal lead, and then I think the Dockers kind of held that 4 or 5 goal buffer the whole way through. Josh Tracy, not to be confused with
Jake Tracy.
played his 50th
Is this a
game.
fucking roast of me today or something? I've had a hard week, guys. Okay, I've had a hard week.
Yeah.
How many goals do you think he's kicked for the year?
Jake Tracy.
Yeah. And what do you think his GPS was on the week?
Oh, his high intensity would have been up.
He's a
I'm
quick
not
guess.
sure on his pressures.
He's played, what,
I
14 games this year?
reckon 15.
He's kicked 28 goals
Wow.
for the year. That's a sneaky good year.
Yeah. He's kicked the goal in every single game he's played. Just
impressive.
doesn't not.
And then they've got
Hayden Young's quite a good player.
Star.
Hayden
3
Young.
and
He's
3 and 24.
Yeah.
Victorian. I know he's a country boy,
Yeah.
like you,
like me,
And
and
Brett.
Brett,
And me.
you. All of us.
even though you play for Vic Metro.
I was born in the country, though. Would is there ever a go-home factor for someone like that that's a very good player, very good
Going to
player?
play for Gippsland, is he?
No, but you boys need to straighten up today. We're not getting much out. Normally I'm the dickhead. You two have been fucking idiots.
I'm sleep deprived.
Young, would he come home to Melbourne, do you think? Because I was listening on the radio, and you know I love my trade news. Apparently Bolton and
Shea Bolton.
Shea Bolton and Butler. Not Butler, sorry, what's his name?
Baker.
Baker.
Let him,
Oh, sorry.
let him drown.
I'm not good with names.
Yeah, no, I know.
Bolton and Baker both getting approached by Fremantle.
Yeah. I think
Jeez, I would take a
this
bit
has
out of
gone.
Richmond,
This has gone a
wouldn't
long time with Baker. I think he's more likely probably to leave.
Bolton's still got a 5-year deal or something, doesn't he?
Another 4 years, I think. Yeah. Just recently re-signed. So I don't think they'd let him go, but you never know. If you can get good reward back, and I think Freo have got some good picks this year to offer up, so they'll be active for sure.
And they're not really, because their midfield's pretty set, the Dockers.
Yeah.
Those two players would be more.
How was
forwards.
Fifey yesterday?
What did Fifey get up to? He had
13.
13. Yeah. He's getting a bit of heat on him, Fifey.
We're just
Hornsey
starting to
went hard
see
at him,
some of the older boys.
Passing of the baton.
Yeah, that's it.
He'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be fine.
Yeah. He might come
do
back
you
to
speak
St
to Fifey
Kilda.
much anymore?
I do.
I had him on the pod.
I've heard.
Yeah.
Over there.
Did he say much about that?
No.
Okay. What's he saying?
It didn't say much.
Oh, he didn't say anything. Okay, fantastic. Caleb Sarong's so right. We obviously love him, and that's why the cookie crumbles. I'm looking forward to getting back into round 16 next week, obviously, with teams off the bye.
No more buys.
No more buys. Bye-bye to the buys.
What's happening at 700s, mate?
Yeah.
I was about to ask you.
Oh,
So, no, we're obviously getting down there at 6 p.m.
Yep.
At the Iconic Oval, or outside the Iconic Oval
Yeah.
at Oval 1.
the Ick Oval.
The Ick. We've got 50 of the most incredible footballers coming down, which we're very excited about.
Yeah.
I was thinking, you're the star talent. I'm just training and trying to get fit.
So you're
And
joining in the
you're
session? You're training?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you going to train?
No. Oh, but are you going to
You
train?
train.
Yeah, I'll train.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm not.
So you're going to take the whistle?
I've got the stress fracture, so yeah, I'll take the
How many
whistle.
fucking times you want to break your leg, by the way? Like, honestly.
Drink some milk.
I know. Well, the coffee machine's fucking broken.
You've had 3 broken legs. Or have you had more?
4, I reckon. Yeah, now. Well, this isn't broken leg. It's like a stress fracture in my fibula, like a little.
It's still technically a break.
True.
Is it where you broke it, the stress fracture?
No.
Interesting.
So
I should
anyway,
look
back to
into that.
700s because
Yeah. Because I actually want to have a good session.
yeah. So,
So I was thinking,
what? This is you know,
we've got balls, by the way.
you go
We've
to
got really
trainings
good pills.
and the high performance staff need to know. What volume
What-
we need to
yeah,
get in.
yeah,
What do
yeah.
you need to get in?
Oh, high intensity running. We need that and a
5.5?
lot of DIs.
5.5K.
I don't want any contested balls.
Yeah. Well, you'll
I
be
got- I
fucking
got-
getting them, mate.
I got
From
a fair
me.
idea. So 50 is hard to manage. Have I got? If you do a training, 50.
We might go into 1s and 2s. Brett's take the 1s, I'll take the 2s.
There will be a bit of there's got to be a bit of match
Should we
play.
get some bibs and a bit of match play at the end?
I'm not even taking the piss here.
Yeah.
You logistically,
Yep.
you need to be on top of this.
Have you thought of this?
How many footballs have you got?
I've got heaps. We've got Sharon. Look at the Clubby Sports pills.
How many you got?
30.
Good. Okay. So
30 pills.
Will the lights be on?
Yes.
Good.
Yes. Fuckhead.
Cones.
Cones. That is a good question. Cones is a good... No,
'Cause
we have
cones
cones.
are
We have cones.
there.
I'm joking.
Bibs. Have you got bibs? 'Cause-
Bibs is a good question, and I don't think so, but I will get down to JD Sports.
Yeah. So you need some bibs.
Get some bibs
You need
there.
18 bibs.
Yeah.
You got some oranges? You can cut the oranges?
I do not have oranges.
You need. That's probably all you need.
Drink
You got,
bottles?
you got a whistle?
Have you got?
A ruck bag. I was thinking Monkey could potentially
I've got
bring
in
that
the
one
car.
down.
I've got one in the car.
Fantastic.
It's not really state of the art ruck bag.
Nah, it'll be good. We've got everything else. Waters. It's actually a full setup, like Carlton Draft coming down to put on a good show.
Oh, are they really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah. It'll be...
They work in the water space, do they? Carlton Draft.
It's a different type of water, but it's...
Brown.
Yeah, it's...
Froths up.
Yeah, it goes down well
Should be a
after
good
running
session.
and sprinting your guts out.
So
But
we'll
I'm
do-
really
So what do we
pumped.
got to wear? What should we wear other than boots?
I just think training kit, just anything.
Are you wearing an old jumper?
That's a good question.
I think I'll wear the.
There's a lot of good
Draft
questions
jumper.
here.
I might wear
Not getting many
my
answers.
Werribee Tigers jumper that I've got here, the yellow one.
That'd be good.
That's a good jumper.
Anyway, so I'll put the session together. 50. I must admit, 50 is hard to cater a
run?
session for.
Well, you do that with a
one
full.
coach.
Well, you do that with a full.
Yeah, but you
squad
usually
anyway.
have like 4 or 5 other coaches.
Oh, Monkey's
assisting.
busy doing heaps of stuff out
Yeah,
there.
well,
and,
you-
takes
Ruck's over
the
with
right-
Monkey.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah, no, I've got a few drills that I definitely want to do. I love the one. My favourite drill, captain's run. That's what I'm sort of thinking.
5
as well.
stars.
Oh, so it's a captain run.
I'm sort of thinking captain's run is the best, but 5 stars is a good kicking drill. Gets a bit messy, but I also think around the square, just that one where you put it out in front of each other and then you roll.
Oh, it's a good drill.
It's a fucking good drill.
Yeah. So you're not mainly skill based.
Well, what were you
Contested-
thinking?
Oh,
I'm not
I'm
thinking
thinking-
any gauntlets or anything like that. I don't want to
Shark
beat the
Tank.
shit
No
out of
British
each
Bulldogs?
other. No
Oh.
British Bulldogs. No,
I do have a couple of
just skill drills.
good little contestants.
Maybe some full grounders.
Bit of circle work.
Remember that one where you just do full ground and everyone had to have a touch? think it was Odds Kick. Anyway, moving on. Mixed mailbag. Yes. Oh my God, the mailbag is firing up at the moment. We need to get another email to just cop up with them all. Kieran Corrigan here said, "Hey boys, got an update on Dill's favourite man, Greery from Mixed Mailbag." Who was Greery again? I've forgotten who that was.
He's your favourite man.
Oh, Greery, yes. The big man decided to come out of retirement and have a run around in the thirds a few weeks back. Fair to say he was instrumental in the Sharks' 88-point win with a stat line of 1. 1 Falcon, whilst manning the mark. Another ball kicked into his nuts and then conceding the only goal against him for the day. So wait a sec. He's had 1 Falcon in his face, 1 ball kicked into his nuts, and then he conceded 1 goal against him for the day. Fair to say at this point, he wasn't too pleased with his lack of attention, and 2 minutes to go in the game, he's laid himself down the back pocket, claimed a broken toe, and called for the stretcher to get him off.
Come on, Greery.
Greery, that's fucked up. Fast forward to no later than less than a week later, he's running around for the ones. So he's come back a week later with after
And
the
not through the
broken toe.
Well done.
Good effort.
It's fantastic. Benny Horn. Okay. Again, I don't know if these are verbatim or what's happening at the moment because there's a lot going on here. Hey team, I have another Dilidio sighting to report.
Here we go.
My mum was at her local deli and spotted the great man in the queue. The old school deli has one of those take a number style ticket machines where the customer pulls a number ticket out of the machine and waits until their number is called for their turn to order. When my mum got there, they were replacing the paper roll with the ticket machine right in front of where Brett was standing. Despite being first in the queue, Brett let another customer take the first ticket for him, number 1. Despite the first in the queue, Brett let another customer take the first ticket before him, number 1. My mum then waited for Brett to pull the next ticket. However, Brett insisted that my mum take the next ticket, which was number 2. He then reached out as fast as humanly possible to pull the third ticket, number 3, from the machine. My mum pondered on why it had been so eager to pull the number 3 when it dawns on her who he was. She then proceeded to ask him if he waited to pick the number 3 because that's a number he wore for Richmond. To which he responded, "I am number 3 on the G and number 3 in the deli. It's just the way it is."
Oh, send him a verbatim T-shirt.
That's verbatim. My mum was a little taken aback by this comment, and then Brett went on to ask her without prompt if she would like him to sign the number 3 deli ticket for her. My mum would like to know how long Brett was at the deli waiting before they changed to fresh ticket roll on just so he could pull the number 3. Cheers, Ben.
Oh.
Yeah, on you, Ben. You bullshit artist.
That sounds true.
It does. The only hole in that story, the only hole. There's only one.
Yeah.
Hole is for some time now. I haven't seen a deli ticket system in my local deli.
Well,
Brett, are they still? They obviously.
Well, obviously
It
that
must
one.
be, yeah.
Yeah.
Malvern, they're there.
Yeah. So there you go. Did you end up signing it? Or
Yeah. With a
Number
kiss.
3 on the G, and number 3.
What does Ben do for a job?
that's
what I want to know because he's got a lot of spare time.
That could be the funniest fucking email I've ever read in my life. Jack Conway, boys. What do you think of the best fringe players of the modern era, 2007 onwards? Okay, his selections are Jared Lyons. Mick, how did the Suns let him go after a stacked stats full season there? Tommy Sheridan and Matt DeBoer.
I think Matt DeBoer.
I'm going with Dutchie.
I don't know how Sheridan. I don't know how Sheridan made that list. That's a bit weird, but yeah. Maybe we'll get into that after we get through our zeros to 30 with the projection, which we absolutely love. Anyway, guys, make sure you send in your emails to mailbag at Dylan Friends feature on the show. Ensure that they are true.
No, don't keep making them
Like
up.
Ben Horns.
I haven't heard any that aren't true.
No, I know, but I'm saying we want to keep it to the standard of Ben Horn from now on. That was fucking unbelievable. We've got to get that. We need to get some verbatim shirts so whenever anyone sends in a...
Print that whole email out on the back for me so I can wear it around.
Oh my God, that was fantastic. Guys, that was brought to you by our friends at Carlton Draft. As always, we absolutely love Carlton Draft. Cannot wait to see everyone down at the 700 session tonight. And I'm absolutely going to lace out some people. It'd be good to
have a
sort of
look at
get
the
a few
weather.
stars down there and get
Yeah.
back to the community. And what is going to be a
The
really-
weather, it's going to be all right. So moulds should be fine.
Okay, we don't need the long
Don't
stops.
need the screwing.
Okay, fantastic.
Not grass cats, just moulds.
All right, boys. I'll see you soon. Thank you.